everyone, this is Miss Scoles. I'm a short camera person, so I'm going to turn this around really quick. Hi everyone. This is the annotation notes, blocking annotation notes for Anne in the Tropics. And this has a special place in my heart because I was in Anne in the Tropics and I think it's a beautiful story. And it's the first Latino to win a Pulitzer Prize in drama with this play, Anne in the Tropics, in 2003. So I hope that you who have it have enjoyed it, and I hope you will enjoy the blocking. So here I go. Oops, sorry. Okay, I'm turning this. There we go. Okay, so it should be, there is a stool, a chair, and Juan Julian's actually going to be over here. And this has Juan Julian stuff on it. Conchita will be seated at the chair on stage left, the stage right. And then there's a table and another chair right here. So the first blocking annotation, Juan Julian is stage left at table, seated on the table at the edge. Conchita is stage left, seated at the chair, and it goes on for a while. Juan Julian, I really don't like cities, and then when he gets to the part, let that focus a little. Actually, bring that over a little. The part about every time I go to a park, I'm reminded of how we always go back to nature. You're going to, Juan Julian, you're going to cross around to the chair and put your leg up on it, and you're talking to Conchita. You need to be close because of what happens later. And for those of you who aren't quite sure, that is asphyxiated and verger of nature. So asphyxiated, so practice that if you're having trouble with it. Okay, so we go down, and then Juan Julian says, abandoned his house. He was found dead at the train station, the same as, oh, perhaps I shouldn't tell you this. Conchita, put your hand on Juan Julian's leg there that he has up. He was probably on his way to visit God. That has always been my suspicion. Kind of notice that, oh dear, we're in this awkward situation. And Conchita, you're going to stand up and cross the stage right to the table. Okay. And Juan Julian, you're going to eventually cross to center here. So Conchita, you're going to cross to the table on stage right, and then turn back to him and say, how did you become a lector? The reason that you're crossing is because, oh, you realize that you kind of like this guy, and remember you're married and you don't want to, you're kind of debating whether or not you want to be with him or not, and have an excuse to stay. And so then, Juan Julian, I discovered books one summer. My father owed a lot of money to a creditor. You're going to cross to center. On for my family, keeping up appearances, you're going to cross with the books that you have to stage right and put them on the table on stage right. On we staged closed up in that house for more than 2 months, cross slowly and to stage right, and you're going to, or to stage left, I'm sorry, to stage left, and you're going to pick with the Anna and the Anna Karenina book, and you're going back to the table. And then on, and that was when I became a listener and I learned to appreciate the sound of words. You cross and sit at the stage left chair. Now, Conchita, that means that you are at the table, and you say you're at the table on stage left, and Juan Julian asks you about New Englanders. Let me go on from there. Thank you for sticking with me on this one. I know it's kind of handheld. Okay, so top of the next page, Cheche's from up north. Cheche's from a world of his own. Now, those of you who are playing Conchita, sorry, I knew a fellow from New London. So you're seated at the stool, you're at the table this whole time on stage right. Stand up. He was modest and reserved. So shy was this boy, whenever he expressed any sort of feeling, he would excuse himself. So laugh, you're remembering this. You don't laugh like, haha. It's more like a little remembrance. One day, I gave him a braid, so cross to center. On one day I gave him a braid. So you're standing there on modest and reserved, but then you won't cross until I gave him a braid that I had cut from my hair and told him to bury it under a tree. I explained to him that back on the island, most women cut their hair once a year on the 2nd of February, when the plants and trees are pruned for the feast of St. Candelaria. Okay, there, cross to downstage left. Again, you're slowly crossing. You don't have to cross really quickly. I told him how women offer their hair to the earth and the trees for all the greenery and fruits to come, and I gave him my little braid in a box, and I told him to choose a tree in the park. Sit or stand by the chair, kind of behind it. And the boy looked at me with such a strange face, and he said that he would feel embarrassed digging a hole in the middle of the park in front of everyone. And this is where you sit down. And that's when I took the braid back from him, took a shovel, dug a hole, and put him to shame. Okay, so you're doing that. And then Juan Julian, when she says, when you say your father, you stand up and you cross to behind Conchita, and Conchita kind of tense because you really like this guy, and he's right behind you. And then Juan Julian, cross to downstage right. I would offer a fine looking tree, but the ritual wouldn't count if it's not done on February 2nd. And then Conchita, after he's asked, so you're telling me that I should pick a strong looking tree? Pretty much you're saying, I like you. He's checking with you, and you say yes, if you wish. And why me? Juan Julian crossed to Conchita downstage left, because you offered. And you are the reader of love stories. And anyone who dedicates their life to the reading of books believes in rescuing something from oblivion. So you're talking about yourself there. So then, you're cross to her, Juan Julian. And this is where Juan Julian, and how does one read the story of your hair? Touch her hair. You're right by her. So the same way one reads a face or a book, you should be seated at this point, Juan Julian. And she's going to take your face in her hand. And then you say, then we shouldn't bury your hair under a tree. Take her hand and kind of press it. We should place it inside a manuscript the same way Victorian women used to press flowers or locks of hair between the pages of books. Then I would leave you to choose the book. How about this one? Go ahead and let go of her hand there and take the book that's on the table. My hair would be in good company with Anna Karenina. Then close your eyes and choose a page. Conchita, you're going to close your eyes. You're going to open the book. Juan Julian will read. You're right behind Conchita at this point. So you're standing behind Conchita. And then here, you're going to grab the scissors that are on the table. You're going to give them to him. Conchita, from where you're sitting, you're going to turn to Juan Julian. Cut my hair. Juan Julian, you're going to start to undo her braid. You should have a braid. You'll take the braid and kind of move it to the side, and then you're going to lean into her neck, and it's going to look like you're kissing her, but you're not actually kissing her. And that is the end of your blocking. You'll take a moment and scene, go center, and bow, and that's the end of your final. Alright, I hope this is helpful, and I hope the acting video is helpful as well. Have a good day. Bye.